Hi everyone, welcome back. I've decided to do a really quick video for you on how to make it work for you when you've accidentally bought a blush that is possibly too bright, too bold or too dark for your skin tone. I had that problem recently. I went to Sleek online and I'll link my Sleek haul in the description bar. And I purchased pink lemonade, which I knew would be perfect for my skin and I really wanted to try it, but they had one in the sale which was less than half the price, and because it was so cheap I thought I had to try it. It's called Pink Sprint. Now it comes in the normal Sleek packaging like this, and it has the normal Sleek mirror, which is a good quality mirror, and then the 3 blushes there. They actually are a lot brighter than how they're being picked up on camera, and as I bring them closer to you, you can see how bright they are. I should have done a bit more research on it, but I didn't, and that's my own fault, and I impulse purchased it. And really I think for women of colour this palette would be fabulous, especially because Sleek blushes are so pigmented. But I can't really think of anybody that I could give this to, so I wanted to make it work for me anyway, so I decided to keep it and I had to figure out a way I could use it. You've got 3 colours here: Pink Parfait, Pink Ice and Pink Teeny. So that one's Pink Parfait, Pink Ice and Pink Teeny. Now I'm going to go with Pink Teeny because it is the darkest one, so I think it'll be best for getting my point across. So what I've done is I've got any face powder that's the same colour as your skin tone. I'm using Pink Blossom 002, which is a Rimmel Stay Matte, and you can use any blush brush. I've tried this with my e.l.f. Angle blush brush, the e.l.f. complexion brush, which I often use as a blush brush even though it's very big, and today for the purpose of example I'm going to be using my Body Shop blush brush. These are so old it's worn out, but I'm pretty sure this was a blush brush. And what you want to do is you want to load that brush up with product. Whoa, it's flying everywhere. So yeah, load it up with some face powder, and that's because the Sleek blushes are so pigmented it'll help not too much of the product to cling to the bristles. And then you want to go in with your blush, so I like to give that a nice tap, and as you can see that's got a lot of red on it. So then you get the back of your hand and you massage that product in. Now look how pigmented that is. Can you imagine if that was now on my cheeks? We do not want that. I've actually got a little bit too much of the blusher, so I've just picked a little bit more face powder up and I'm buffing. So get some more face powder, buff, and my back of my hand is acting like a palette, and then what I'm going to do when I've got that in the bristles the way that I want it and the amount of colour I want, is I'm just going to tap that onto the apples of my cheeks. And I do find with this method that one a swipe of the product is enough for both cheeks, especially if you're as fair as me. Now that is actually, even though it's very pink, it's actually coming up very similar to the colour that my natural face would blush when I was going to blush, because I do blush quite red. And then what you want to do after that is get whatever brush that you're using for your foundation. In my case I use the e.l.f. powder brush, and you just want to buff over the edges, but almost like stipple around the edges of the blush in order to give it more of a natural blended look. I'm going to do that all over. Another trick I've learned as well is usually you would do your bronzer and then your blush, but when you're working with a blush like this, you would want to do your blush and then your bronzer or contouring afterwards. So yeah, that's how you make it work for you. This method works for all 3 of those colours. I'll just come up close so you can see. So that method works for all 3 of the colours in that palette, and I've found that I've been able to make them work for me. And I think even though it looks quite nice now, especially with some bronzer over the top, it will look particularly nice in the winter and autumn time, to give you that lovely sort of cherries in the snow sort of snow white look. I've just given my hand a really good rub, and as you can see that is not blending And so if you had that on your cheeks, you'd be rubbing and rubbing trying to get it to blend, and it would just go patchy and look like somebody slapped you in the face. You don't want that look. So this is how I would recommend to put on your blush. I hope that's been helpful and useful, and I'll see you soon. Bye!